episode is sponsored by SEO Mechanics Darcy Knapp. You're watching Scene TV, and I'm Maya McNulty, your host, Schenectady Cable Entertainment News and Events. And we are so excited to have Melissa O'Reilly, the owner and founder of Shush Shoes. Welcome, Melissa, to the studio.
Thank you, Maya. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Melissa, tell us your story about Shush Shoes.
Well, I decided a few years ago that I wanted to own a home shoe party company. Well, a home party company, and shoes are something that I just love, and a lot of women love them, so I founded a home shoe party company, and we've now grown. We have sales reps in 17 states, and it's going well. You're wearing some beautiful shoes.
Yeah, I love my Shush shoes, and everywhere I go, I get the most compliments from them, so I like to wear them all the time, and I thought it would be very appropriate to wear them today. So tell us about the home parties and how one would have a home party for a shoe party. Like, what's different about this as opposed to, I mean, the Tupperware parties have been around, Mary Kay parties have been around. Tell us what's different about yours.
Well, the number one thing is that the product, of course. But for us, I actually joke that we don't just sell shoes, that we are all about the home party and the shoe shopping experience together, so that women are going to the girlfriend's house, having a glass of wine and some snacks or whatever, and just trying out the new styles. We have a lot of forward fashion, newer trends that aren't for everyone. And then we have some styles that are much more comfortable, and everything in between. So we try to cover any woman who might go to the party, and we just want her to have a lot of fun trying on the shoes and just having a good
night. That is one of my passions. Shoes I can't refuse.
It's a new tagline.
Yeah, my girlfriends always make fun of me because I always say that. I'm like, shoes I can't refuse. It doesn't matter. I have to have them. So so when you host a party, are you looking for reps? How are you growing your business? And what are the steps?
Good question. Still figuring that out a little bit, but well, we're looking for everything. When we go to the party, of course, we want to have a successful, have everybody love the shoes and buy a lot of them. We want to get more parties booked, of course, so we can keep growing, having more shoe parties, bring in new styles with every season. And at the party, sometimes we do find women who say, I love this concept and I want to do it too, so how can I do it? So we're finding ladies that way, and also online a lot. We've grown nationally because of the internet,
Absolutely. Google. Yeah. Who was your first shoe fashionista?
Our first, besides myself, is Robin Young. She lives in Troy. She's a great sales rep. She sells a lot of shoes. She loves our shoes. She's just, I don't even want to tell you what she does to shoes. No, I'm just kidding.
She's at every event.
She's a nut. She goes everywhere, and she loves to promote every single style, and she was our first.
How many shoe fashionistas do you have? What do you call your franchisees?
shoe reps and fashionistas. We have 32 in 17 states.
Tell us about some of the states.
Well, if you know the home party industry, women do join. Did you ever do anything? Sell Avon or?
No.
Okay.
No.
A lot of women will join and say, I'm going to go be a Mary Kay rep, or I'm going to go be a Shush Shoe rep. And it's a part-time thing. So they're not necessarily going to, stick around forever or all be as successful as, Robin, for example. So in the 17 states, it just keeps changing. Like, we've had a lot of presence in the state of Washington, which I flew over to Washington and Oregon and got to meet a lot of women on the West Coast, and that was really cool. Yeah, and right now we're having a lot of growth going on in Texas. That's where our newer in the South, Alabama. So we have to get the bling boots. Those
fun.
Boots.
Yeah,
we got
I'm in.
Cowboy bling boots for our Southern reps. Yeah.
So basically, you started Shush Shoes because of your passion for shoes as a young child?
That's why I went with the shoes, yeah. But I started a home party company because I love growing something, and I love teams. I love to have, women join, feel like they're a part of Shush Shoes.
Empower them.
And feel a part of something.
Right.
And they like
Do you feel that you're an entrepreneur by blood?
Yeah. It's a lot of people are, but
so you're giving women an opportunity to contribute to the household and also to increase their self-worth and their net worth and give them something to really own and call their own. That's great.
Exactly right.
That's great. So did you always dream about having a big, successful company?
No, I didn't always. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, just like the rest of the world. No.
Well, you better focus because your business is...
I know, I do. I love Shush Shoes. I love growing it. I didn't always know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. My parents do have businesses, but you don't know what you want to do. When you're in college, I don't think that college-age girls...
No, this is true.
...know that they want to own a business. It's something that I learned from my sales experience. I was in outside sales for many years, and then I became a part of another company and helped to grow that, and that just to see that and feel the the family we created. Mm-hmm. So I left that company and started Shush.
Now I know that you're having a fundraiser coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
So every year when we celebrate another anniversary, we like to throw a fashion show.
And when did you establish Shush Shoes?
It'll be 3 years, March 15th.
Okay, so you're having your third anniversary.
Our third anniversary, okay. Yeah. And we're doing it again this year at the same place that we've done it for the past 2 years.
And that's where?
At Glen Peter Diamond Center,
okay,
on Central Avenue. And they're great. They do a lot of fundraisers. Mm-hmm. They allow businesses or organizations to go in there and have a fundraiser, and they're really supportive of that. So we debut our spring line, mm-hmm, and have the fashion show, and we change our charity every year. So
okay, well, what's your charity this year?
So this year I wanted to support animals, because I love animals. I love dogs, cats. So we chose 2 smaller animal rescue organizations. The Animal Support Project, animalsupportproject.org, and the other one is Heaven Sent Animal Rescue, which I just finalized this morning. But both of them basically are animal rescues that will foster, help keep animals in the home if possible. So if there's someone who really needs help, mm-hmm, with their pets and they can't afford the vet bill or something, or if they just can't keep their animal anymore, then these guys will come right in, and they're great. It's all volunteer based. Mm-hmm. So I just want to raise money for them.
Where are they located?
They cover the entire Capital District and beyond. I think they're both in the Scotia area or Albany area. They're 2 separate. They're not affiliated with each other. So we'll raise the money, and then we'll split the money between the 2.
Nice, mm-hmm, nice. Melissa, tell us about the shoe reps and what some of the incentives are with shoe parties.
So sales reps, when they join, of course, it's just like joining Tupperware or Avon, where they earn commission based on shoes they sell, which they typically sell at a party. So reps get commission, and then hostesses are given free shoe credit for hosting the party. So that's based on sales. So if someone has a $300 to $500 party, they typically would earn a couple of pairs of shoes for free.
Yeah. Where did you come up with this model?
Again, it's the direct selling industry. I just love it. You can take a look at, there's different, purse companies, makeup, jewelry, and
it's different modules, and then you just kind of picked what you thought would work best for your girls. What would work
based on, what
or your
the company
business,
can
I should
afford.
say. Exactly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we try to give as much for free as possible, and we just want our hostesses to be so happy that their friends will book too and have a party of their own.
Yep. About how many shoe parties have you done in the past 3 years?
I personally still do a couple of shoe parties a week, so I'm out there doing shoe parties several a month. And then now with the sales reps out in each state, it's again based on if they want to do it more or less. Right. Some reps want to do 1 or 2 parties a month, and some want to do 10 parties a month.
Right. So you can choose. It's very flexible, part-time, full-time. How could we get in touch with Shush Shoes?
Well, we have shushshoes.com, our website, and we also have, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the social media places that you need to be, right? YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. What's been one of the most fun and rewarding things that you have found to be rewarded for doing your business, Shush Shoes?
Obviously, getting to say, I still have the business out of my home, so I like to be there when my son gets on the bus. He just started kindergarten. So being there for my family is really important. And then I also just get such gratification from hearing from sales reps, whether they're right here in Schenectady or over in Washington, and when they call and they say they just had this great shoe party and, you know, tell me how it went, and they take photographs and they have fun and they're loving being a part of our company, that's what really gets me going every day.
Do you have a projected number for your sales, or sales reps, I should say, for 2014?
Yes, we really would like to have 100 sales reps across the country in the U.S. by the end of the year.
All right, so you got about 85 to go because you have 17.
No.
So okay.
No, we're in 17 states.
Oh, okay.
We have about 30
reps.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 70 reps.
We could triple.
Oh, good.
Triple what we're doing now.
Well, stay on track and stay focused.
Absolutely.
And you'll get there.
And it always means more shoes. When we have more reps, we have more shoes.
Yeah, great. Melissa, thank you so much for sharing your Shush Shoes story with us today on Scene TV. Really enjoyed having you here, and I love my Shush Shoes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. You're watching Scene TV, and I'm Maya McNulty, your host. Schenectady Cable Entertainment News and Events. And I'd like to share with you an upcoming event that's going to be held on March 18th at Portofino's in Latham. It is going to be called the Career and Job Fair, sponsored by Albany Broadcasting. Some of our top recruiters are going to be looking for qualified applicants, such as yourself, are LS Medicine, Time Warner Cable, at Fidelis Care, the U.S. Army, are just some to name a few. Again, it'll be March 18th at Portofino's from 10 to 4. Next on our show, I'd like to welcome the band Up All Night. I'd like to say welcome to the band. Hello, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, Maya.
Thanks.
Great. Mike, tell us, how did you come up with the name Up All Night?
Well, back in 2010, some guys from another band and myself, we wanted to change the image a little bit. They're no longer living in the area, so we decided to regroup and call ourselves Up All Night, focus on dance-oriented rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. Great. What are some of the music that you like to play?
Oh, boy. Just about everything from Stone Temple Pilots to Queen, among others.
Oh, from the 70s also?
From the 70s, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Badfinger?
Badfinger, yes.
Like
Beatles.
So I see that all four of you sing. So what instrument do you play, Mike?
I play lead and rhythm guitar and lead vocals.
Great. And you've been playing for over 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah? So tell us about some of your experience. Who have you met over the years that you've enjoyed playing for?
I met, one memorable was Brad Delp, from the lead singer from the band Boston, who's no longer with us. Met him at Saratoga Winters in Latham.
Yeah.
Back in '92. I was playing with a band called No Exit, which was an original band, and we were asked to warm them up. Their band was called Return to Zero, RTZ, and was Brad Delp from Boston and the lead guitar player Barry Goodrow that were there, and they were actually watching us play, warming them up, which has never happened before.
So that's
With
cool.
any other band that I've warmed up before in the past.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jen, this question is for you. You're the lead vocal in the band Up All Night. Tell us how did you become the vocal of the band?
Well, I actually was looking on Craigslist. I had been looking for a while, and they had an ad, and I guess I was probably the first to respond, but hey, it worked out pretty well. I've been singing in karaoke competitions, which was building up, my confidence a little bit, and so yeah, we met these guys, and it worked out well.
Well, I had the honor of seeing you guys play, and I heard you sing some country songs. I thought you were amazing. You definitely can hit it, girl, with country.
Thank you.
Do you enjoy singing country?
I like country. It seems like everybody comes up to me and notes the country, like, oh, you must really love country. But I like everything. Like, I sing rock, I sing pop. So, but yeah, I do like country.
Yeah. What have been some of the influences in your life with music? Or who, I should say.
Well, it's funny that you asked that, because I probably wouldn't even pick a specific country person. I would go more towards the classic rock, like Janis Joplin, Carole King, and then maybe like pop singers, newer pop singers, a lot that have been in, the reality music shows like Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood. There you go. There's a country one for you.
Yeah. What have you enjoyed most about being in the band?
Well, I don't know. It's really fun to, have a group of musicians and make good music, and, the sound all together is great. And it's helped me a lot, to evolve as a performer. So.
That's great. That's great. Gino, you are the drummer in the band and also been playing since you were 4?
Roughly 4, yes.
Yeah? Tell us about your first drum set.
Well, it was started out, my brother actually built it out of these coffee cans. And, just a regular, what is it, like a 1 pound, whatever. And he nailed them to this 2x4. And there was a bigger one. So I was always amazed at how much coffee my father drank. We had all these coffee, and that's how it started. Then from there I went to a 5-pound tub with a little hole cut in it, and I would bring that inside because this was set up outside. And then, pillows and stuff, and, little rinky-dink little paper, like Montgomery Ward drum sets. And then at 10 years old, a friend of my brother's was selling a drum set, and I bought that, and I still have that drum set. It's a Ludwig drum set. Mm-hmm. And from there, just over the years, I bought more drum sets, and then last year I got 5.
I was going to say, now he has a problem. He needs to
it's like my addiction now. It's like, what kind of drum set do I need this time? My girlfriend will call me, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm going up to Schenectady. I'm buying another drum set. Do I have to tie you down or something? I mean, come on. I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. So
it's a great story.
Thank you.
For aspiring drummers, how much practice does it take to become a
It varies per person. I've met drummers where they've been playing for 3 years, and they are the most insane, musically, just the talent that you'd ever find. And then you have someone like myself where, you've been playing all these years and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. The one thing I can always say, and I wish I had learned this, and I heard it years ago, was learn how to count while you're playing. And a lot of the drummers that I've met that play all over the world, they always gave clinics, said no matter what, learn how to count, whether you're playing 4/4 time, 3/4 time, 5/7 time, whatever it is, count. So the only word of advice I could give an aspiring drummer would be learn how to count and just play what you love to play. That's it. That's really the only advice I would
play what you love to play. Yeah. Who has been someone that has inspired you to play the drums?
Wow. Well, going back to kid of the 70s, of course, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, Alex Van Halen from Van Halen. It's changed over so many years. Mike Portnoy now from Dream Theater. I met Terry Bozzio from various groups. Missing Persons being one of the most famous and commercial, but also from Frank Zappa. But he himself is on his own plane. There's no other drummer like Terry Bozzio. But and even area drummers, there's this one guy, Kevin Marchesani out of Coxsackie, and just watching this kid play, he's a little bit older than me, an amazing local drummer. Really, he was.
Did you say Kenny?
Kenny Marchesani, yeah.
I'll give you some studio stuff from the Coop down in Catskill that I did.
With him. I told you, the guy, he's just incredible.
He's a sick drummer.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, man, just check this out. He's playing along to Zeppelin on the jukebox while we're all setting up and stuff. And he's just so solid. And the sounds he got from this small little kit was amazing. Doesn't matter what kind of kit you have. If you just have natural ability, you can make a pillow sound great,
Yeah, he's like a John Fishman type drummer. He's a monster drummer.
Excuse me, it's my interview part time. Thank you.
Well, Gino, I love your passion. What event over the years has been one of your most memorable?
As playing in a band? Or just...
locally, individual? I mean, it could have even been like a talent competition when you were a kid. Like, what really kept you going at it?
I think probably when I was 16, or I'm sorry, when I was 14, I was in a talent show, and it was a local 4-H talent show down in Durham, and I was just on stage, just myself, my drums. My mother was in the audience. My father didn't. He's like, I don't want to hear the racket. So he never came out. So lugging my drums and everything, and I won first place in this talent show, and then I met through that, this disc jockey, Dave Scott from WCKL, AM station down in Catskill. And he really brought me into the music as far as getting involved in radio. I went out to work in radio, and from there, just everything that I wanted music just exploded. So from there, that really was more or less the catalyst, so they can blame this guy Dave Scott for me. So I think that was really it. But there's been so many big things that I've been to, but that was the catalyst. Was that one talent show back in 1984?
That's great.
Definitely.
That's great. So let me ask you, Dave, you're another long timer in the industry, over 30 years. Tell us what you've learned.
Goodness, I've learned so much. A very, very wise musician once told me, and I've taken this along in all the bands I've been in, was you don't have to love the musicians that you play with. You don't even have to like them. What you do have to do is you have to respect them. And without respecting the band, you really don't have a band. And I've kind of taken that along in all the bands I've played in. And I find that there's a lot of respect for each other in this band. And I think we've only been together since, I would say, the first gigs were, September 1st, something like that.
End of August, actually.
So that's not very long to be around, but with the kind of respect that we have for each other, how hard we work at the music, I think we'll be around for a while.
Yeah, so is that all the things that you've learned from other bands that you're going to really value here and make yourself? So so I am assuming that you guys are going to be up all night for a very long time.
Yes. We're going to be up for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what has been one of your memorable events in over 30 years?
Oh, goodness.
The first day you met me at Bill's?
Something like that.
Yeah,
one really cool gig I remember playing when I was in college. I was in a kind of like a Deadhead band called Sandoz. And if you want, go look up the origin of that name. But we played at, I think they called it the Tea House. And it was during midterms at the University of Pittsburgh, and it was a kind of a new venue there, and a really nice sound system. But what they would do is they would set tea and coffee up in the back of the room, have a band on the stage, and then students would come down in between studying for midterms, grab something to eat and some coffee, and there had to be, God, in and out of there at any point 300 or 400 people. And that was probably the most play I ever played for, but God, we had a great time.
Yeah, and you played the bass on the band?
Yes.
Yeah. Compared to other local talents here, how do you guys set yourself apart? Oh, a tough question. What's different about your band compared to some other local talents?
Well, I know there's a lot of bands that play some of the music that we do. I know that.
I would say it's the diversity
of music.
I was going to say that would probably set us apart too. I think we have such a wide range that a lot of bands tend to classify themselves in a certain genre.
Specific to one style of music.
More often than not, we'll step off the stage after a set and somebody go, "Oh my God, Space Hog! No band plays Space Hog," or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jen brings this music that I've never heard before, you know, like the Joss Stone song. Yeah. And it's such a funky feel to it, you know, and I'm like, you know, it's kind of one of those songs where I'm like, at first I'm like, blah, 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 I don't know. Now I'm like, yeah, let's play it, you know, because it's got that groove, you know. Once you get a song that you can fit in the pocket, you know, it just feels so good, you know. And a lot of people stand there and go, wow, I never heard this song.
But I like it.
And then they start doing this, you know, so it's really cool.
It's very different from the rest of the music in the set. It's kind of a nice downshift from something that's really fast, but it's still it's a very groovable song, So.
Mike, tell me, locally, what are some of the venues that you've been at?
Oh boy, Pinhead Susan's. We play out on a regular basis. We've done Katie O'Byrne's here and there. Rustic Barn in Troy. Town Tavern in Averill Park.
So do you normally just play for bands or for bars, or do you play for weddings or bar mitzvahs, or like who do you try to target?
Well, we're available for those. But typically, your nightclubs is generally where we've been.
Our first gig was for a private party for the CSCA, right?
Yes, it was for the CSCA union, state workers.
But you know, when you do a wedding, because I used to play in a wedding band, there's a lot to it. Like Jen would have to
learn songs.
You know, for one, the announcements. I mean, there's really a lot to doing a wedding. It's not just like, hey, we're here, when you just start playing. announcing everybody, and knowing the right music to play while people are eating. We're not going to sit there and blast Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
That's when you
Yeah.
go into
Tie
like
your mother down.
yeah, right. That's when you go into like the George Benson stuff, the softer stuff and whatever. So, but we do have outside events. July we're playing the Athens Street Festival. Matter of fact, with the one guitarist that I used to play in a band with, he's in charge of it, and he asked us to join. We're like, yeah, we'll do it.
Sure.
So that's going to be fun.
That's great. That's great. What's been some of the more like charitable contributions that you guys have been involved with? Because that's where I met you guys, was at a fundraiser. So is that something that you guys enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great exposure. We met you, and we met some of the folks from Skeeter Creek, which is a great country band.
Yeah, and now
uh,
we'll be collaborating with them
Yeah.
actually February 21st at the Guilderland Elks Lodge.
We're going to open for them, so that was really kind of nice for them to ask us to do that. They liked what we did. They liked the mix of music. They thought we would be a good opener, a good fit, and that really meant something.
But it's nice to, every once in a while do something to help somebody out.
Yeah, definitely
who
give back. I
needs
think
that.
that's one of the things I love about Scene TV is that how it's not just about businesses and about getting exposure for yourself, but also giving back to your community. And really, that's one of the things that stands you apart as a community leader. And I'm so thrilled that our show kind of does that. In the
Well, as
community.
a matter of fact, with the Roberto fundraiser we did, I know there were so many people that I knew that had cancer and died from cancer. And I know people that have beat cancer. So that was very personable to me. I can't answer for anyone else, but something like that. Also, if there was one that had to deal with, something else that I had gone through with any other family member, something that means a lot to us, we will do. If someone comes up to us and says, "Oh, I'm having a fundraiser because I got drunk one night and crashed my car and I need money to go buy a new one," no, but that's not going to happen.
It has to have meaning.
But yeah, it has to be important.
Yeah.
And we just had a blast and we did it, and I know there's going to be more that we're going to do.
Yeah.
Prior to these members, Up All Night has done what they call the Mom Prom, which is I can't remember the exact name of the organization, but they raise money to help homeless women or homeless veterans women, and we've done that. Up All Night's done that 2 years in a row. The Zonta Club.
Okay.
is-
Yeah,
is-
Zonta. Yeah.
Yeah. We've done that
That's great.
charity fund before too. So
That's great. Let's take a look at a clip that you guys brought to share. So here's a clip of the band Up All Night. So Gino, tell us again how we can get in touch with Up All Night.
Dave? No. On Facebook, Up All Night. Also, if you go to upallnighttunes.com, from there you can see where we're going to be playing. You can actually hear, we have 4 songs on there that we did. And you can also like us on Facebook through the website. So again, that's upallnighttunes.com.
Awesome.
And you can book us on the site too.
oh yeah,
That's important. That's important. Well, Jen, Dave, Mike, Gino, I want to say thank you so much for being on Scene TV. I really enjoyed this interview with you guys. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
thanks Maya.
You're welcome. I think I just want to
thank you
throw
so
kisses
much.
at you over there.
Well, I usually get stuff thrown at me anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thanks for being on Scene TV, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good
so
luck.
much.
This episode is sponsored by SEO Mechanics Darcy Knapp.